Coach, you've had everybody on campus for a couple of weeks now. Are you ready to make any grand pronouncements about your team?
No grand proclamations. Obviously we're a work in progress. The guys, we've had a really good summer. It's been great here in the second session to have everyone back and active. Not everyone is fully cleared. Sam is the only player who's not fully cleared to participate. Everyone else is. And so we've had good workouts. And, July is a really busy month between recruiting and fitting in, the 4 hours of workouts a week. But it's been very positive and productive. I like our group, and I think we have a chance to be a very good team.
Hey, what were the goals this offseason for Markus to take the next step?
Well, for Markus, obviously losing Andrew, it puts more responsibility on Markus's plate in terms of not only scoring, which he obviously does at an elite level, but being a distributor and a primary decision maker as well. And so we've talked about and we're working on those things. Obviously, continuing to work on his defense and our team defense. But we need him to be a leader, and he's an upperclassman now. He was thrown to the fire as a very young player. He's been tremendously successful. We expect this year to be the best year he's had.
How much does it help in terms of distributing, having Chartuni also there?
Well, I think Joseph's a very important player for our team. He spent the first half of the summer with the Lebanese national team competing in a FIBA competition. So he was not here the first session, but he's participated in the second session, and he's getting up to speed. He's an older player, but he's new to our system. But he does give us experience. He gives us great size at the guard position. I think he's got a really good basketball IQ. He's a pass-first guard, and he's got really good defensive instincts. And so all of those things are areas that I think will contribute to our team.
You talk about Joseph's defensive instincts. I think his steals per game numbers are pretty outstanding. What do you think it is? Is it anticipation, or is it what do you see?
I think he's a smart player. I think he anticipates very well defensively, where he's thinking a play ahead. He also has very long arms and good size, and so he's able to get his hands on a lot of balls for deflections, a lot of balls for steals. But he just has a knack for being a pest defensively.
Do you think that translates from the Atlantic 10 to the Big East?
I'm certainly hoping so. A lot of times those numbers do translate. Obviously, the Big East is as good a basketball conference as there is. The quality of competition that he'll be playing against this season in non-conference and in our conference will be better than he's ever seen before. But I'm confident Joseph can be a very good player for us.
With the additions and with Markus now as an upperclassman, how have sort of the expectations around here changed going into this year?
Well, I think we have high expectations. I think we have a team that has guys who are experienced, who've been through the battles, so to speak, that have grown, matured, and developed. I think we have really good balance. Our team length and size is much greater than it's been since I've been here, and I still think we're a very skilled team. So, the key to becoming a great team is daily work, daily investment, and daily improvement, and that's our focus. And hopefully, the byproduct of that will be an outstanding season, and I think we're capable of that.
How did you tell Markus about the CP3 camp?
Markus, you got invited to the CP3 camp. No, I mean, obviously it's a great honor. He's one of, I think it's 20 college guards. So for him to be recognized, as he should be, as one of the top guards in college basketball is a great honor. And then to have the chance to pick the brain and learn from one of the best point guards who's ever lived. I had the great fortune of being around Chris for 8 years with the Olympic team. He is a basketball junkie through and through. He loves to help people get better at the game. He's a great communicator. And so I think Markus will benefit greatly from spending a couple days with him.
Hey, Steve, what are the benefits of your guys scrimmaging against the TBT team?
Well, one, it's not often in the summer that you get a chance to play against another really good team. And a really good team that happened to be guys who represented the uniform at an incredibly high level. So, when you're only playing against yourself, when you're studying the film, you say, man, that was great offense, or was it bad defense? Or that was great defense, or was it bad offense? This gives you a chance for guys to understand, okay, here's where we're at against a very talented team, and some of the things we're working on, we're gaining traction with, and in other areas we need to still get a lot better.
Were you able to watch Sunday's TBT game live, or were you out on the road?
I was on the road, but I was keeping tabs on it. I'm going to go down Thursday to Baltimore to support them, since I wasn't able to be there Sunday because of my recruiting responsibilities. But really looking forward to that. We've been great supporters of the TBT team since the beginning. I think it's become one of my favorite parts of the program as a way to connect the past players with our current players, to have those guys around, to get to know them, and for them to get to know us. Really is always one of the highlights of the summer, and I loved having the games here in the Owl. It was fun being a cheerleader and watching Joe Chapman work his magic, and seeing Diener back out there, and Jarrell McNeil and Mo Acker and the whole crew. It's just been really fun, and they're terrific guys, and they've represented Marquette tremendously well, and we've tried to give them as much support as possible.
Steve, if you can let us into maybe a practice a little bit when the TBT team is playing you guys and somebody like Travis, who probably helped recruit a guy like Markus. I mean, what's it like to have him competing with Markus now that we know Travis is still a professional?
Well, we put a waiver in with the NCAA to try to get a 5th year for Travis. No, it's great. I mean, one, our guys love Travis, and they respect him for all the things that he's done and who he is. So he's still a hell of a player, and he's just a world-class competitor. And that was very apparent to anybody who is watching these games. And so for our guys to see that in somebody who's in his mid-30s still have that competitive spirit, if all our guys had Travis's competitive spirit, we'll be in good shape.
How nice is it for the program exposure-wise, seeing all these games on ESPN?
I think it's great. I'm so happy for our former players, and to play on a stage like that is terrific. And it highlights Marquette, which is always a good thing. So, they could not have a bigger fan than I am, and I hope they go all the way.
Do you prefer January or July? Do you like July all about the process, practices, very little distractions, or would you rather it be in the swing of things and games and stuff that I would say matters, but you might yell at me?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it all matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, but certainly the summertime's a very important time. Where you're able to lay the foundation of what you hope to build on when the regular school year starts. It's also a time of discovery because even though we only lost one graduating senior in Andrew, there are a bunch of new faces. And so you get to discover who they are as players, the things that they do well, the areas that they need to improve. And so the summer is great. It's a great time. I love the fact that we're able to work with our guys more than ever before, and hopefully the things that we're doing now will pay dividends as we get into the stuff that matters.
What do you think? I see what you did there. What do you think the players like more?
Well, I mean, the players love playing games. I mean, there's no question about that. But great teams love to practice. because when you put in the daily work and you build the habits, the byproduct is when a game time comes, you can be at your very best. And so we want to be a team that loves practice and that tries to make the most of each day that we're together.
Non-conference schedule is out now. What did you try to accomplish during the scheduling process for this year? Well,
it's a very challenging non-conference schedule, and that's what we wanted. You know, we're going to be challenged early, and we're going to be challenged often, and I think our team needs that in preparation for the Big East season. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of marquee games before we ever get to conference season. And those are the type of games that our guys want to play in. And so they'll have ample opportunities to do that.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
I see you did there. It was good.